Panic at the pump, as more than 65% of North Carolina gas stations are sold out.
Where is all of it?
Been driving past probably 15 locations.
A hacking attack on a major East Coast pipeline, leaving long lines across our area.
And we've had one guy come by, and he's come by with 3 of his cars just to make sure they all got gas.
Tonight, the governor says hoarders are fueling the problem.
Don't fill up your car unless you have to.
Still hanging heavy over all of our heads, will there be gas for us to buy tomorrow? Let's dig into it. We have just learned that the Colonial Pipeline restarted operations about a half an hour ago, but we're told it's going to take several days for the supply to return to normal. Colonial Pipeline says some places may still see interruptions with getting gas as the supply chain gets back up and running. But the experts say we are not going to run out of gas unless people keep panic buying, and that's when we're going to run into some issues. Only go to the gas station if you need it until things calm down.
Maddie, that breaking news is so good to hear because we've seen so much panic out here today over something this big. The Colonial Pipeline is just about 40 inches in diameter. That's about the size of a hula hoop, yet it provides such a big chunk of all the gas to the East Coast.
Colonial hopes to have full restoration by the end of this week, but according to Governor Roy Cooper, that is what he is saying, that they hope to have that restoration now. We have now learned that it is back up and running as of 5 o'clock, but Gas Buddy is predicting that about 68% of North Carolina gas stations are without gas. Again, this does not mean that you need to go out and buy all the gas that you can. Leaders say we're having this issue because more and more people are going out to buy gas that they don't really need.
The shortages that we're seeing are pretty much solely related to panic buying from people, and I want to encourage people not to do that. Don't fill up your car unless you have to. Don't go top off your car and fill up all of your cars, because that's really what is driving the shortages right now. It's not a supply issue.
Again, it is going to take several days for the supply to return to normal. The Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, explains that the complicated process of operating this pipeline.
There is a lot that is involved in getting a pipeline up and running again, and so there's the announcement, then there's the actual process, and then some time for that to be fully up and running, which is one of the reasons why we're not wasting any time and haven't been since even over the weekend in taking the steps that we need to mitigate any shortages, even things that could happen while the pipeline is getting fully online, but before that's completely taking place.
So why is this pipeline so important? Well, first, it runs from Texas all the way up to New Jersey, and it's not just supplying gas for our cars. The pipeline also provides fuel for diesel engines, jet planes, even the military, and fuel to heat your home. This is the largest refined products pipeline in the United States, supplying fuel to more than 50 million Americans. All right, let's revisit how this all happened. You might remember a ransomware attack targeted the pipeline on Friday, and it forced the company to shut down services. The FBI says the hackers were part of a group known as DarkSide. They're believed to be based out of Russia. Colonial Pipeline says it delivered approximately 41 million gallons of fuel to several states, including North Carolina, as of yesterday. The company has also increased its aerial patrols to oversee the pipeline and added more staff to walk and drive approximately 5,000 miles of the pipeline each day.
So now with the breaking news, it's just a waiting game until that pipeline is fully operational again. But until that happens, to get gas to stations near you, the White House has made a plan to shift the focus to the roads, trying to get more truckers to haul it above ground instead. They've actually waived some of the requirements to get more trucks going. The Department of Transportation suspended rules about how long drivers can go without a break, and they've waived weight limits on cargo so they can carry more. But for so long now, we have heard about truck driver shortages. So are there actually enough drivers to get this plan done? Well, I did some digging today. Here's what we found. During the pandemic, some truck driving schools, they had to shut down because of coronavirus. There is a shortage, but AAA is very quick to point out that those big tankers are hazardous pay because it's hazardous material. So you make more money, more people want those jobs. And they say so far this year, they've only seen some minor impacts on gas delivery because of that truck driver shortage.
we're not seeing a shortage. What we're seeing is a delay in deliveries, which has impacted a small number of markets in the past month. It's more likely to happen in spots that are popular travel destinations like beaches and like mountains.
Now, even with that truck driver shortage, an expert in the industry tells CBS News there's about 10,000 extra truck drivers right now bringing gas straight to you on the East Coast. Plus, the Department of Transportation's now getting some big oil tankers, big ships, to just sail right up the coast to help us out. So help is on the way. We just have to be patient.
That is such good news. The attack on Colonial Pipeline is not just a problem for cars or other products that use fuel. It could impact what you eat and buy at the store.
Food will be more expensive. Going to work will be basically impossible. You have people who work with, let's say Uber, Grubhub, etc. If the driver doesn't have gas, you can think about how many people will get these services. You think about long-term impact. So now we have a gas shortage, but the impact could be more than just today, because as many people as use gas, whatever gas is used for is going to affect whatever we do next.
Dr. Aziza says in the long run, people could lose their jobs or companies could even shut down.
Real talk now, I honestly can't believe I have to tell you about this next story. But today, the Consumer Product Safety Mission came out and they actually warned people not to fill up trash bags with gas. Yeah, that's the level of desperation right now on the East Coast. Take a look at why they're doing this. The pictures like this one are circulating all over social media of trash bags people have filled up with gas. To be totally transparent, we have not been able to confirm where this was taken, when it was taken, or who took it. That means we don't know if it's real. But the picture was talked about today by the United States Secretary of Transportation.
Hoarding does not make things better, and under no circumstances should gasoline ever be put into anything but a vehicle directly or an approved container. And that, of course, remains true no matter what else is going on.
So what everyone is stressing here today is that you don't need to panic and hoard gas. If you buy too much, then all your family and friends aren't going to have any left.
Right, and right now Gas Buddy says that the national average of price for gas is up to $3 per gallon, and that is the highest it has been since 2014. That's a lot. You don't want to pay that. I don't want to pay that. But for now, we're going to leave you with this: ways to save gas without hoarding it. Try to plan your trips ahead, know when you can run multiple errands in one trip, and try not to go out when traffic is heavy. For anyone with more than one car, use your most fuel-efficient vehicle. Take any big or bulky things out of your car. It takes more fuel to accelerate a heavier vehicle.